is. I got this cool new webcam though that's pretty sweet. Somebody gave it to me.
Awesome. That's dope. Yeah, somebody was like, oh, you should get a really cheap little video cam and then like tape it to the tank of my snake because like
That'd be cool.
I saw a snake yawn. Like, have you ever seen a snake yawn?
No, does their tongue stick out or does it stay inside?
No.
Oh wow,
it stays in. But they like and I was like, and then she did it again the other day, and I was like, oh my god, that's a snake yawn. Oh, I've never seen that before in my life.
They probably got to stretch those massive muscles they have.
Yes.
And I got a snake.
Because when I fed her, it's like her jaw just comes like off, just like drops all the way down.
That's wild.
I was thinking that you probably had seen some pretty cool snakes in your time across the globe.
I have. I got chased by a Malaysian pit viper once. That's a story for the end of class.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. I'm very interested.
Welcome to MACE REVIVAL, everyone. Anna's been telling me all about her new ball python, which is pretty cool because I like snakes too. Cool. Thanks for joining us. We're on this Saturday morning. We're going to hit some open chain mobility, so no mace needed at first. And then we're going to get our mace in hands, and we're going to go into exploring the functionality and the ins and outs of a certain type of move. All right, today's the sword cradle. So we're going to take a deep dive into the sword cradle and pair that and basically break it apart in each of its planes and explore it that way. Okay, in the end, we're going to plug it into Power Archer and see how it goes. So thank you so much for joining us once again, everybody, and hope you're all having a great morning. Without further ado, let's kick this off. Mace Revival number 11, and let's grab your standing structure. No mace in hands. Here we go. I gotta grab some music real quick. That's ready. How's your body feeling this morning, Anna?
Overall, pretty good. I moved this stupid fish tank into my apartment by myself, up 3 flights of stairs, and there's nothing really to hold on to. And I tweaked something in my back on my left side, so I've been trying to heal that this week. But it's feeling a whole lot better. I'm just gonna get really deep into some of this mobility work we're about to do, and I think it'll be all right. I've been up and moving a while, so
that's what I'm thinking too. I'm gonna get deep in this mobility, I got to get into these spaces in my body that have been getting a little stiff. Well, I like the sword cradle too because I don't want to say it's soft work, but it can be like softer work, a lot of times. But it always, of course, can lead into some silliness, some one-arm swings and like throwing it out and bullwhipping it. But if you just kind of just nurture your sword cradle and spend some time with it slowly and really understanding that, I think it's like a great move to do when like my knees are all busted up and my back. You know what I mean? It's a good little mobility thing.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Let's take this standing structure for a little cue up. So we got our feet straight forward. We got our knees soft, just meaning we got a micro bend within each knee, allowing our hips forward. All right. So we're squeezing those glutes. We're reaching with the crown of the tall head. All right. Chin back. Shoulders down and back, and we're packing that core in. All right, everything's really strong and rigid there. We can add some anti-rotation into the floor, ripping those feet apart, and that would just stabilize your hips. Let's go with some hip taps first. We're just going to go back and forth. Take this time to open your breathing up. Maybe get some different speeds. Nice. Let's go 10 more seconds. Just do those short little hip movements in and out. Nice work, everybody. And before we take off into some lateral sits, we're going to push our glutes forward, all right? Pack those glutes. We got tall hips, so that way our spine is nice and long again, okay? I want you to think about this like our spine's gonna stay long. We're just open it up right in the hip here to get into that necessary range, and then same thing on the other side each time. Checking in as we come up tall in our standing structure. Being super deliberate there. I have to teach that to my younger students, and I was no different. They start doing hip stuff, hip sits, and they just start bounding around like a rubber band. It's like, hey, bro, slow that down. Like, we're gonna get into some explosive stuff, but you don't need to be Gumby in it right now.
Right. Look, take our advice, okay? 30 years from now, you're gonna wish you listened.
That's it. It's true, yeah.
20 years, 10 years from now. God, I know people in their 20s who've already had shoulder and knee replacements. Like, it's crazy.
That is crazy. I knew some people like that. All right, y'all, 30 more seconds. You can vary the angle as well. If those hard 90s are nice and smoothed out, you can kick it back to the rear a little. Maybe some strict hip hinges right over. Nice work. All right, if you need to shake those legs out from the structure, go ahead, and then we're just going to set right back in. And as par for the course here, we're going to just combine them all, and that's at each stage of our spine. So we're going to take it forward, and we're going to sit it out, and we're going to bring it back up and tall, maybe a little bit of extension through the hips. Another drill that I had to learn to slow down, just to really feel, start healing the areas that were kind of damaged or stuck. Good work. 30 more seconds. You can smooth those circles out if it feels good. By all means, do what you need to. Yeah. I got things pulling in my neck. It's awesome. All right. The last repetition. And when you're good to go there, just shake that out and we'll set it right back in. We're going to go right to the other side. Nice and deliberate here. All right. We're going to hinge. And then we're going to open that lateral sit again. Just spend some time tuning up this new direction. More seconds. Last repetition. We'll come back to that structure nice and strong and shake it out when you're done. Good work. Now we're bringing it right up to the mid-spine. All right, so lock that standing structure right back up. This time we're going to need a real firm lockdown on the floor, taking those feet away from each other and that force into the floor, okay? strong hips underneath you and glutes are packed. All right, let's make sure that this low spine stays straight. And we're going to just float our arms, whatever we got to do there. And we're just going to slowly slide the spine laterally. I'm not sinking down into it. It works even better if you try to still remain tall. Head tall. Good posture. I'm just trying to open up that spine. Ooh. This one drill, this and the breathing drill, this stuff does things for my spine. No other drill does. So this is really good stuff. I mean, I like the cat-cow type poses on the floor as well to open the spine and all that yoga type stuff, but just getting able to activate and pull through there.
For me, it helps be standing because it helps me open up here too. I can do that. Yeah, it's fine to do that, like face down on the ground or another way. But this particularly, like even to stretch my arms out, like I'm looking at myself and they're uneven.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh wait, okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's it.
And then, like, oh, it's real tight on the one side just for me to lift my arms up. Like that's not okay.
Yeah.
This is like a normal everyday function that is needed. Like it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be sticky.
It's true. All right, let's get into our breath work through the center. All right, so we still want that nice standing structure, nice vertical structure. We're gonna put the diamond in our heart. Squeeze the glutes the whole time. Try to keep some appropriate tension down in the downstairs. All right, we're gonna breathe in through the belly. Kind of push that heart and chest into that diamond and break that open and then forward, rounding through the mid-spine. And we're just going to go back and forth through there, 9 more. Treat your diaphragm like one of these muscles. Open it up. Each time getting more control. Good work, everyone. We're halfway there. Flare those nostrils, tongue in the roof of your mouth. Good breathing. Good breathing. 2 more. Last one, big and strong. Your last breath, just get that in-breath nice and tall. Use that to lengthen your spine, get really proud and big in that standing structure. And then come on out of there safely. Good work, everybody. Good stuff. The breathing's my favorite. Every time. All right, let's circle it. So all we're going to do here is a quick little drill, all right, probably 20 seconds each way. Rip the floor apart, really activate through your structure again, challenge that right back up, and see how much better that is now after those last drills and breathing. Yeah, and we're just going to get around, get funky through the mid-spine, okay? It doesn't have to be fast. If you're feeling stuck, you can just try to move around in those areas that you're stuck, like right here. Right here in my spine is like a pirate's treasure chest you find in the bottom of the ocean. You're like, oh, there's gold and silver there, but there's really just like rusty hinges and screws and parts.
It turned out to be a a chest full of rusty nails.
Yeah.
And
and like probably a plague, came out of it. So that's what my spine right around there feels like. So you just gotta iron that out. And
I think what I did I think I like pushed something out of place, and I'm waiting for it to get back in place, and I'm trying to do that with my mobility.
That's it.
It's getting better, but damn, I was not expecting whatever happened when I tried. I'm sure that it happened because I had been doing other stuff that day, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just take this fish tank, forgetting that it's like absolutely impossible to carry as one person.
Dang, Anna, yeah, you can't be one person lifting that crazy stuff.
Up 3 flights of stairs, and as I pulled into my apartment building, there was some douchebag guy who was like, I can hold the door for you. I was like, thanks, I don't need anybody to hold the fucking door, man. Can you hold the other end of the stage for 5 minutes?
Can you help me out here? So
I appreciate the thought, though.
So after we're super heated, like at the end of class, Anna, maybe do some more of that deep mobility and see if things marry back up the way you want them to. You need them to. All right, here we go, y'all. We're going to get up to our C-spine. All right, so lock that standing structure up. All right, we got those feet straight forward. Got the bend in the knees. The hips are underneath us. We're packed in the glutes. We're tall through the crown, and we're big through the heart. Roll the shoulders down back. All right. Now, get the standing structure and everything feeling good before we take this into full effect. All right, and we're going to be long through the crown. I want everything to stay rock solid below the shoulder line. Push those palms into the floor a little bit, and that keeps the shoulders down. And all we're going to do is free up our neck. Okay, everything else is rigid. We'll give your neck permission to be free. And let's start with a couple eyes to the earth and eyes to the sky, moving from the crown of the head here. Keeping tension through the center and through the structure, but the neck is nice and fluid. And we breathe. Good work, everybody. When you're good there, we can find neutral, visit some looks left and right. Still pulling slightly through the crown of the head, keeping that spine all tall. Good work. Nice. All right, finding neutral once more. We're going to get into the next slides. We're going to scoot that chin forward and chin back. Good work, everybody. Once more, find neutral. Making any adjustments as you go through there. We're going to go left to right with the slides. Try to slide that ear to the opposite shoulder. Nice. Maybe combine all those if you're feeling good through there. See if you can combine some flat circles. Switch directions on your own. Nice work, everybody. Take 20 seconds just to explore a little bit more in your neck. All right, we didn't hit the leans down to let those traps release. That's a good one. And when you're down there, you can look down or up. That gets different portions of your neck. Five more seconds. Whew. Nice. Good work, everybody. Excellent. All right, spine done. Let's get to this extremity mobility. We're not going to take too long. So let's take our standing structure strong. All right. We're going to scoop one leg up, keeping that toe and foot flexed up towards the shin. We're just going to do some little tiny circles that are working on our balance, keeping our core packed, nice long spine. Wiggle that ankle if you want to do that flexation. All right, and if you want to extend the toe now and go outside circles, control those, feeling with the toe. Let's get one high pull through there and set that down. Good work, everybody. That's it, huh? That's the spot.
Yeah, it's like part of the psoas right here. Oh,
yeah.
Woohoo!
Yep. So as when that thing's angry, it makes life sucky.
And the pisiformis.
Wiggle that ankle if you so choose. Get that spine nice and tall. Keep your knee soft. Make sure you're setting your structure up on the balancing side. Let's point the toe and let's go outside circles. And let's pull that high and through. Good work. Good work, y'all. We're going to do the same thing for the outside plane, okay? So scoot that standing structure right back underneath us. Let's scoot that up to just outside into a 90. Inside circles. Nice work. Point that toe outside circles. And pull it high through. And last side on the hips. Scoop it up. Inside circles. Outside circles. And high and through. All right, let's open up our knees a little bit here. What do I want to do today? We're going to go crazy on the knees. Let's just put our toes together, heels just a little bit apart there, and we're going to bend down forward into a hinge. Just brace yourself or just let your hands float. And we're just going to move around on our feet and feel to those knees in one direction.
A minute since we did this drill.
Right? Good work, everyone. 10 more seconds in that direction. Hi, beautiful. And outside circles. Nice. Come out of there when you're good. Very good, y'all. All right, we're just gonna bust this up real quick. Let's take these palms and push them out into blocks. We're keeping a nice, strong chest there. All right, shoulder blades back. Pulling through those lats a little bit. We're just gonna paint the fence. Up and down. 15 more seconds. Still holding the structure nice and firm. Very good. All right, last drill. Strong standing structure. We're going to go into some elbow drivers. We're going to heat these up because we got a swing set coming right up. So start wherever you need to. We'll get these shoulders feeling good. Pushing those elbows down and through. Put some anti-rotation into the floor. body. Those shoulders start to open up. We can start to push those elbows through a little harder. But by all means, if this is feeling good, just keeping it slow and controlled. That's good. Thirty more seconds. And time. Good work, everybody. Good mobility. Feel a little bit better, Anna?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'm learning to be like my snake, like move like a snake.
There you go. Maybe that's gonna be your kung fu style. You're gonna be the snake.
It might be. She's really inspiring that way.
I'm the tiger.
I'm just gonna get nice. Mega powerful animal energy. I'm just gonna grab ice real quick.
Yeah. All right. This is plenty of review for Miss Anna, so I'm gonna just kick this off. Anna's grabbing ice. We're gonna go over and just cue up what is a sword cradle. All right. The rest of class, I want you guys to have some creative exploration within just a set move and a set place. Okay. That gives me a manageable way when I'm working on a move to understand that a little bit better by limiting your options. Okay, so let me talk about what I'm talking about. So the sword cradle is from an under grip. Okay, so we're communicating which hand controls close to the glove first. Okay, so the first place you might come to find a sword cradle is from a switch curl and you extending that through in front of the body. Okay, that would be a sword cradle underneath through the switch curl. Okay, so we just got there through our landmarks of crossbody bottom into the sword cradle, and it teaches you some things already, right? How am I still in the under grip? Well, this is a sword grip, and it still is an under grip because if we brought that all the way out, it would be in an under grip. Okay, so a sword cradle is going outside the upper arm, okay, as opposed to a sun cradle going underneath the upper arm. Okay, we're not going to go there today. If you go there in your work, that's fine. That's awesome. But today we're going to be here, okay? And there's a lot of things we can explore through there, okay? Just for ease of communication's sake, what landmark are we in here? We're in landmark 2, right? It's like the same exact landmark that we're in here. Okay, we literally just put the mace in a slightly different, well, in a different grip, one-armed, and in a slightly different location, right? Okay, so let's have fun exploring this. What we're going to do is start off in a 360 swing set. Yeah, there's not going to be a lot of cueing to this. This is to warm up the shoulders, get our structure right, and just get a little bit of sweat on, get ready to freely move this mace around our body. All right, if you guys need help with your 360 swing, go back to MACE REVIVAL 2 and or 3. Both of them are great. And we do a bunch of cueing up to get the 360 swing exactly where you need it to be. Okay, but in a general sense, circles around your head in a 360-degree fashion. All right, here we go, y'all. I'm going to turn these tunes up. We're going to start a 5-minute set of 360 swings. Have fun with this. I'll try to stay out of everybody's ears. Let's do it, Anna. A lot of anti-rotation. Go through your basic cues. swings, I could have started right there. It's all a different feeling. Well, we're halfway there, everyone. Excellent work. For those of you finding your flow, that's excellent. If you want a challenge, you can vary your rhythm. Very good work, everyone. 1 minute. Enjoy these swings. Time. Nice work, everyone. It's a little 360 swing set to kick things off. Okay. Hopefully everybody's shoulders are feeling a lot better. Mine most certainly are. Mine really opened up doing that. So you never. Sometimes you don't even know where you're stiff. I'm like, yeah, my shoulders are good. But after you get done those, I'm always rewarded as long as you're super technical and deliberate about your own cueing and coaching, according through your structure, okay, and through your feet and through your neck, and really through that activation. And then the other two places are through the grip in the elbow drive, right? As long as you're super deliberate and you know about your technique there, I always feel better after swings, you know. That's not to say you have to push all these sets long, but if you feel like your shoulders are a little stuck on a day, or you feel like your range is starting to close in, 360 swings for sure is the answer. And I think it's got a lot of answers for activation too. It teaches you stuff. That nominal weight we talk about, although even if you're using a 10-pound mace, that's really amplified at different arcs in that journey. So that's why we want to be so deliberate with the cueing of our spine and our sitting structure, right? Because we want to avoid any and any pitfalls, and keep that 360 swing healing, right? So what we're gonna do now, y'all, is hi Nala, oh Beansy, she's our oldest cat. Oh,
I know. I miss my kitty a lot. Snakes are cool, but they're not quite as cuddleable.
Yeah, right. She's probably like 18.
So I do miss. Yeah, I do miss the snuggles.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the way we're gonna do this, y'all, is I'm just gonna announce what we're gonna do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets, not including the Power Archer set that we're gonna kind of plug this sword cradle into and experiment at the very end after we have some more advanced knowledge of where this sword cradle exists and what we can do with it. Okay. So the first thing we're going to start off with is a sword cradle on the frontal plane. Okay. So I didn't prescribe a step here, but by all means, the way we do it in Steel Mace Flow, and I really think like this method. I think it's a solid learning method. Is get your moves strong in your standing structure, right? There's no legs to deal with. And we're nice and tall. We're nice and straight, so we can really manipulate that mace around us. Once you feel that connected nature to your mace or that move, you're like, okay, I feel good about this. I've tested it. I feel strong within this pattern. I can now take it on a little journey, right? So you can take it on a step journey. You can step into step 1, lateral lunge, step 2. You can step into your cross back step, whatever you want. Okay, I'm not going to give you guys that. You guys can just take whatever you feel like moving with it. Okay, but we are going to do a ground-based element at the very end. Okay, so the first one is frontal in an under grip, or I'm sorry, in an under route. Okay, and I'm just going to give you guys, for those of you who are new to the sword cradle, you're like, Coach, I'm I'm fucking so lost already. Like, okay, just bear with me, okay? So the first one we're gonna mess with is our sword cradle, and just the way I demoed it up, okay? We're gonna take that sword cradle. Maybe you've been hitting switch curls. Maybe you want to start by hitting switch curls. Okay, that's cool. That's a way to do it. And just continue and pass that mace handle in front of your face and bring that into a center position there in landmark 2 into the sword cradle. Okay, now this is where I want us exploring. Okay, I want us staying in the frontal plane, exploring this. You can link it to other moves there. You could shoot an arrow, bring it back in. Here, hit your sword cradle, shoot an arrow. If you find something that's enjoyable, you can do that. There's hidden stuff in here, right? You could shoot an arrow right out of there, ensuring that we have a lot of anti-rotation as we come out of there. Okay, so that's the point of this. Okay, to connect this but kind of stay within a set place. All right, let's try to get in and out of our cradles through that under position. Okay, next round we're going to be exploring the top position. Okay, so it's all going to be in here. It's not all going to be in here, but we're definitely going to break this apart. All right, here we go, y'all. We're going to do 3-minute sets. All right, and I'm just going to, for those of you that, I'm going to stay super slow, super deliberate, and you can always follow along with me if you run out of ideas, or you just really need a place to start. Okay, here we go. 3 minutes. Sword cradle grip, exploring through that under position. And you can pair it with your 360 swing, whatever you prefer. Starting out. Seconds, you know. You should start to feel a pretty good connection with this one particular sequence. It's still a little tricky, that's okay. Just keep nurturing whatever you're nurturing through there. For those of us who need to continually work on their C-spine and upper spinal posture, this is a great teacher. You're always passing that handle in front of your face. So it really teaches an upright posture. Gets you to pack that mid-core. Time. Good work. Very good work. Yeah, let's talk about that, Anna. I just saw you do it. That's fun. So, you know, I didn't want to talk too much about sword cradle before we started sword cradle. I just wanted to operationally define it, right? When we operationally defined it, let me turn this down. We operationally defined it as a under grip landing and landmark 2, right? That's not to say like down here isn't a sword cradle, right? But that's like a traditional, or how it was created and put into the system as a sword cradle. And that is oftentimes a one-handed operation. It doesn't have to be, or a one-armed operation. It doesn't have to be, but a lot of times it is. And so what I just saw Anna perform is what I wanted to get into, but we needed a little bit of experience before we did. So one thing I like about the sword cradle, okay, and it also presents challenges, but you'll often see people when they like travel with their mace, or they go somewhere with their mace and they're carrying it in and out or whatever, or they're going through long parking lots or on a hike, you'll see people carry it in sword cradle. They don't even know it, right? Another thing, you'll see people carry it like in like a Kimura grip style, right? Or a sword cradle. So that's a cool thing, right? So what is that? Oh, they're carrying it because it's a carrying position. It's an ease of carrying position, right? It's close to the center line with the globe, right? My tail is a bit extended, so I got to watch that. But look, just a little quick dip, and that's still close to my center line, and now the tail doesn't interfere with anything on the lateral, right? So this really provides us an opportunity to safely and have fun within the stepping space, right? To transition out of this might be something interesting. Like we have to mind our tail or we'll have collision, right? But it's a really nice to operate this. And the fact that I can just take it out too from that position and not have to interfere with the legs. I think that's a huge benefit to sword cradle. And I really love sword cradle for that. But when I get my mace into sword cradle, it gives me almost like there's this light bulb that goes off, like, Adam, your legs are free. And then I have some fun in that creative space, right? So that's cool. And look that's what Anna hit right there. For all of you, they can't see Anna's magical work. But she was here.
Oh, thank you.
And she transitioned, right? She transitioned from a step. Or not transitioned, she pivoted from a step. And so that's the cool thing, is a lot of times we have to deal with our lower half. So like if I'm going to transition through here, I got to start changing this mace, I got to start augmenting it to clear those legs. But in sword cradle, it just kind of gives us ease of movement, and then we can come out of there. And I like to throw swords off there to come out too, and that's always fun. So next set.
I mean, it is called sword cradle for
That's it. Yeah, we're gonna get a couple more sets under our belt, and then I'm gonna give you all a little bit of leniency to get into these swords. I think one of the planes almost demands it, and we'll see that coming up. But the frontal over is where we're going next, okay, y'all? So we're still keeping it on this frontal plane, this windshield, okay? But now as we sword cradle it, now I'm just gonna give you all one or two things you can mess with. That's it. You don't have to do this. Like everybody, this is the exploration portion of this. Everybody moves differently, right? So you guys might have a way more kick-ass move to access something else that I've never even thought of, okay? And that's what this is all about. All right, so but what I like to do is come up through here, okay, and we create this like over the head, almost like mosquito wings looking thing there, like a triangle or a stacked pyramid above there, and we can globe control it through. Okay, and that's just a really cool way to do that. I'm going to get in the camera so you all can see me. What we're doing is just wherever that hand naturally rests on the globe there, and then we're going to come in with the backhand and cover the rest of the mace. Okay, it's like a cup link, right? I like that little cue. And then you can see as you can control it and roll those hands behind you. Now the challenge after you get that, you're going to be like, oh, that's really cool. I like that. The feeling of that is amazing. That's what I said. Well, the real challenge here is to keep the structure affirmed through there. All right. And instead of overextending or trying to reach as well with your spine, you're keeping your spine nice and firm, and you're packing your lats and you're doing the appropriate thing through the shoulders, and you can find that, okay? But you don't have to stay through there. You can do all sorts of wild stuff and come back through and then try to hit that. Okay, we're gonna do 3 minutes. Here we go, y'all. Reset. All right, spending some time in sword cradle to sword cradle in the over route, over the pass. 10 seconds, everybody. Very nice. Good work. That was fun. I felt a little limited at first.
Me too.
Not gonna lie.
But I love that. It's something I don't do very often. When I started learning level 2, there's that up and over that comes through part of that, and that's when I started really adding that into my drilling.
It's such.
That's when I started to love it.
Yeah, it's such a fun little movement that. I don't know. For me, I think that one little movement like that it'll sometimes almost reset me. It'll make me feel that timing, you know, because there's some things in there you can't rush or slow down really, right? Like, well, you can to a degree, but that's a cool little move. I was doing some mills in there, guys, and some sword swings. It got a little complicated.
Same.
I hope you all were able to keep up with that. If you know, even if you're just still exploring with that, I think that's probably the best progression right there, just to understand. That's called globe control, but we're still in a sword cradle, okay? And to make that easier, what you can do is, you know, we're in a true sword grip here, right? Like, I come out and sword down where I could do all these fun, fancy little sword things. And all that is an under grip, nice meat hook there. And we just elongate that along the mace, and it kind of mimics the forearm bones a bit. Okay, so that's where we end up in sword cradle. It just allows the elbow and all the tendons to move easier, but you can push that. Or if you're over here, you can pull it, right? You can pull that into your grip, or you can push it into your grip as you seize the other grip, right? And I think that's the coolest progression. Is just it maintains a solid straight spine. You can feel it when your spine is not in the proper alignment through there, because it makes this more difficult. And you're just gaining familiarity with your mace, and you're giving it permission, maybe you haven't yet, to just touch your arm and touch your body in a way that isn't generally understood, right? And it's nice because you're like, oh yeah, I can control that in odd ways, and it's not destroying my body. It's actually making me stronger and tougher and harder. All right, cool. Let's hit the transverse plane, everybody. All right. So if you had trouble with that last one, I recommend just sticking in that over the head. Just get that pattern down. Now we're gonna visit the transverse plane. So as you can see, I think one of the greatest things about this, we've already spoken about having it on the plane free from the legs. But I like the fact that this is on the frontal right now because we've been in there, but now it's on the transverse. Okay, so it's like it's literally attached to all the mobility of your shoulder. Okay, so we can be here on the frontal, and one way I like to come out of here, I just showed you guys this push, little palm push into the palm of the other hand. You might remember it from Steel Mace Flow Level 1. You come out into a wrecking ball press. Okay, and you can push the palm into that globe weld a bit. All right, that'll add some stability through that, and you can just create a fun little flow through there. I could pass it back and then switch curl into a sword cradle. Okay, and then come meet your mace, thumb on the outside, forefinger and middle finger wrapping around, making almost like an OK sign. And then you can either pull it from there and cycle it through into a wrecking ball press. You can go anywhere with those wrecking ball press. Just keep your shoulder packed. All right. And have fun with it, okay? We're just going to explore the transverse plane. Anna's already into it. We can also come above the head and do some transverse wild shit through there. All right? Anywhere on the transverse. I just gave you one to work on. Let's hit it. 3 minutes. If it's getting a little overwhelming, or if you're like, wow, okay, gotta go through that again. Yeah, just spend time right here close to home. Okay? You can push, get that on that palm. Yeah, slide. You don't have to leave your mace much. Control it. We don't even have to extend it. Or we can. Okay. Good switch right there. Push, switch. 'When we operate slow and controlled, we learn a lot about the move we otherwise might miss. Okay. I do love some slow communication. Just figure out how the body works in those small spaces, like sliding that mace, telescoping it. So what kind of anti-rotation it can provide you. About 30 seconds, y'all. Good work. That was fun getting creative with that one. It's been a while since I explored any of that space, so that was a fun.
Me too.
It's like
I found some hidden gems in there. So like, oh, at the very end, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I'm recording this because I'm gonna have to come back to this.
Good. Yeah, I saw you gave me the idea to pivot. I was like, yeah, Adam, you were just pivoting. I'm like, I ran out of ideas. I'm like, no, why don't I just pivot with this thing? Yeah. So that's cool. Again, if you guys are interested, that was fun. Like, oh wow, having this wrecking ball press out of sword cradle or into it or whatever you're going to there. If that was really enjoyable for you or you really saw some possibility there, spend some time in it, right? And just do it from a real basic degree. Just hit something that you like. One bum, 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 bum. And then eventually you're going to be really super used to and comfortable in that space. And you're going to be like, oh, right here, I see this. I see this doorway I never saw before. Okay, and you take that doorway. Or don't. You know, it's up to you. All right, so let's
choose your own adventure.
Yeah, this is going to be an adventure. This next one, keeping this at all simple. We're going to be in the sagittal plane. Okay, and the sagittal plane gives this man permission to do front sword swings. So we'll see how I do with applying that. All right, so right here we're still in the sword cradle, everyone. We're right here. Okay. Now I didn't give you a rule to the sagittal plane, so you can try to get that over here. And I do a lot. I do that. Okay. I'll take my sword cradle and I'll rotate it here to catch it. Thumb up and throw it off that. Okay. I like to turn it this way and then throw it off that, and that gets me into alternate routes. It really accelerates my mace. That's a That's a style. That's a thing. Okay. Yeah, right there, Anna. All right. So what we're going to be doing is exploring that sagittal. So we were in the frontal, right? We just explored the transverse, all this fun stuff through here. Okay. Now we're going to explore the sagittal plane. So we did that side. Okay. There's some fun stuff there. We don't have to do that. We can drop it into anything we want. We can slow it way, way, way down. Okay. And I definitely recommend that if you're just getting used to this. But the sagittal plane is also on this side. Okay. And there's some fun things here. There's fun implications here. We can just take it out, right? And then assume some sort of level 1 landmark or just a typical landmark. And we can just create some fun stuff there, okay? Okay, real simple, okay? There's other things too, though, and if you guys have a relationship with sword swings and all that, or if you want to get into a relationship with some sword swings, that's cool. And I like to turn around here. That same thumb up, okay, under grip, turn around and throw it. Throw that sword, all right? Don't really throw it. Just, motivate its movement. All right, so let's explore the sagittal plane, all right? Trying to get that here and do something with it, okay? We could pull it out. All of it's available, okay? It all exists within the grips. Here we go, everyone. 3 minutes. This is the last one before our little ground-based movement, okay? And let's hit it. That's a fun. All I'm doing there, y'all, is under grip. Rotate it back. Find your sword cradle. Sagittal. Under grip. Rotate it back. Find your sword cradle. Under grip. A lot of fun. Keep going, everybody. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back. I wasn't dipping out of class. Takes shaving a minute off the set. I had to pee so bad I couldn't even take a lateral step anymore. All right. Here. Nice. Good work. That was a fun little thing I hit at the end of that. Good work, Anna. Smooth cradles. That was fun. right, we're gonna do a little ground-based movement now. I think for me, the mace in the ground is a big challenge, and I'm going to tell you why. The mace in the floor and the ground is a challenge because I guess I originally brought preconceived notions into it. So what I want to tell you is if the things are getting wild, okay, and you're like, man, I've only been following along with 11 classes. Now we're doing sword cradles on the ground, and yeah, it's gonna get wild, y'all. That's life. But on a smaller note, just have fun with your mace on the ground, right? If you're just venturing into that space, give yourself permission to play and have fun. And all the same rules apply. If you're wondering like how you keep safe, just keep your globe close to home, okay? And if you feel really weak with it extended somewhere, you're gonna have to train into that, okay? So all the same rules apply. There's no right or wrong. You don't have to get down into a shin box if shin box hurt you, okay? If you don't have to, you could literally sword cradle. This is what I like about a sword cradle, so I'm going to give us this to play with, okay? And then you guys can explore and have fun through there as you so choose, okay? The one thing that I like about this is when I get down to the ground here into a sword cradle, I'm not very far from taking this out and posting it, okay? And that's a cool feature of the sword cradle, okay? You're already there in this cane or walking stick type position. You might not realize it, right? You're here. We just have to find a way for that to clear the structure, clear all of our meat suit, and then post it, okay? Look at there. Right there I landed in almost like a mid-guard, sword down. Okay, so there's landmarks and there is explored territory within the space, but you guys can just feel comfortable getting in and out of there, okay? Maybe you came from a step one, right? And then we come back up. Sword cradle. Step one. Find it. Come back up. Sword cradle. Step one. Come back up. Okay? You can just create a progressive pattern somewhere through there and get comfortable in the floor space, okay? But by all means, we can do anything. Shin boxes, lay down flat with your mace, have fun with your mace. That's what my overall advice. Anna, you got any advice for people like getting into the floor and groundwork with the mace?
So yeah, actually, this is something that I play with quite a bit, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, like starting from a sword cradle is cool.
Yep.
Or you can even start down on your knees if you're not sure where to start.
There you
and
go.
Just have this. And then I like to use the mace a lot once it's here. Like you can do all sorts of cool stuff here, and then you can like animal flow, or you could just be here and you can lean away from it, and then you can turn it into like your own like. Yes. There's so much to do on the ground.
So let me give them that cue as well, Anna. That was excellent. So actually, let me see if I can adjust this camera, y'all. I'm just gonna try to push this onto the floor, directly on the floor.
It's one of my favorite things to play around with. Just when I'm like, I don't have any other ideas. What should I do? And I'm like, yeah, let's get on the ground. And I have been experimenting with using the mace as like. As something to hold on to help with balance, but also like if you stand up here, you can like kick over it, and then it's all sorts of.
Yeah, think of it like a cane or a walking stick. And now one of the key features here that Anna's talking about is landing with it. So if you all feel this in landmark 2 in that undergrip, right? And we're there in the sword cradle, it's just a slight modification, but no hand moving required. Okay, if you continue that journey punching it through and keep your hand near that globe, you'll find enough space to land with your globe in most surfaces and not touch any of your hand. Okay, so give that a try. Okay, and you can land there. It's called a superhero landing. Okay, and pull out of there, and you're right in a crossbody bottom. You see? So that's what Anna was talking about. It's just quick access. You can lay that down. You can play through here. There's no right or wrong. and land it. That's also ground-based work. Anytime you're getting up and down off the ground, that's like the entry point. That's actually really the key to entering that kingdom, and is being able to access in and out of it. All right, here we go, y'all. 3 minutes. Enough of my hot air. Have fun with your mace on the floor. Time. Yes. Good work, everybody. Hey, this is super awesome. You guys have been kicking it with me. Due to my long-winded nature, I'm sure we're over. Oh yeah, by 25 minutes. So thanks for kicking it and sticking with it. We got one more coming up. All right, we're gonna hit the Power Archer Flow. So let me demo the Power Archer Flow before we get into it. Okay, and then any sword cradle with it. I love it because if you've seen Anna's screen, I have, you haven't, unfortunately. But if you can see my screen, we've both been doing arrows periodically with our cradles, right? Like it pairs so nice, right? It's like the almond butter and strawberry jam snack I have every night between about 1:15 a.m. and like maybe 3. That I curse myself the next day for. It's like that. It goes together so well. Okay, so the arrow, all right, with the sword cradle. And so I want you guys to do the Power Archer Flow, and have fun with it, and kind of add a cradle, to your heart's delight. All right. So the Power Archer Flow is super simple. And we step out in a crossbody bottom. Okay, and we're along that long leg, globe towards the center, calf out here, making that nice long line from the toe all the way through our mace, okay? And we're just gonna shoot an arrow. Switch, and shoot that arrow over our loaded leg there, our bent leg. And then we're going to play those heartstrings in and push it, pull it, snap it into its new location and cross body bottom. Shoot that arrow. Lots of core tension. Don't allow your mace to bend you. Over that leg and down. Okay, so that's the power archer. Shoot the arrow. Cradle it in. Shoot the arrow. Cradle it in, pun intended. Because we can cradle right there. Okay, and we could have added a cradle there if you so choose. Okay, you cradle, top switch it, boom. Come out of there, boom, into an arrow. Okay, if that's your shit. Boom. Maybe it is. Okay? You don't have to. You can just add that cradle, come back out, and look. I like that. I really do. It's fun. You take off and you come back to port, come back to home port, right? So if I wanted to add the cradle, boom, I experienced the cradle. We're here. We could even dance around the floor. But come back here and then lay it right back in, right? And then we're here. Here, we bring it here, experience it, and then bring it right back. Shoot that arrow. Here we go, 3 minutes. Last flow. I really appreciate y'all making it today. Good powerful stance, Anna. Twenty seconds, everyone. Good work. Three, two, one. Excellent work. Excellent mace movement, everybody. That was awesome. We got a lot of work in a very specific way. That feels really good. To my understanding, I hope it was very informative and very good for your own movement. Okay, we got little recap there. We started with some open chain mobility. Then we went into our 360 swing set. All right, really open those shoulders up before we get into exploring. And it just makes that communication so much better. And it makes everything feel so much better, right? With being mobile. So then we defined sword cradle, and we did 6 sets. We did a frontal, all right, through the under. We also did the frontal and the over, and you saw that a lot through my mace movement as we ended the set out there. And then we explored the transverse. We paired that with the wrecking ball. The sagittal is a fun one, all right? The sagittal will give you a lot of options in and out. Okay, I'll just leave it at that, of your sword cradle. All right, there's some cool stuff there that people, I think it's a really underrated place. It's people don't really explore it as much, just because it's weird. It's weird to put that mace, and maybe not to open it, right, but to close it and to counter rotate into that base, right? Then we did some ground-based movement. I hope you guys found some benefit in the ground-based movement, okay? Maybe you even, just if it illuminated some areas where you're a little sticky. I know my hip was a little sticky today, so coming up and out of that shin box felt good to me and gaining that control eventually, okay? And then we did the power archer and just inserted a cradle, any sword cradle, and experienced it within a flow we all know and love. All right, so thank you all for joining us on another MACE Revival. I'm going to sign off. Have the best day you possibly can, full of love and joy. And if you ever want to donate to the MACE Revival, the donation link will be in the show notes, along with some timestamps and some just general contact information, how to get a hold of me and us. Much love from the bottom of my heart. Have a great Saturday, y'all. God bless.